18-year-old Brodie Hill has been looking for a place to rent in Rockhampton for over 2 months. The Central Queensland University student spends most weekends visiting real estate agents and open houses looking for affordable accommodation. Each weekend, however, Brodie Hill finds herself priced out of the market by eager real estate agents and cashed-up mine workers.
Well, we've been looking for 8 weeks now. We decided that we'd get in early and give ourselves the best chance to find somewhere, and we're still looking and have found it just as difficult as what we thought it would have been if we started later.
The market in Rockhampton has become so tight that agents are now holding open houses for rental properties where interested parties are encouraged to make an on-the-spot offer. This bidding war is a case where desperate renters will offer agents $10 to $15 extra per week just to secure a property.
Our agency doesn't do that, and I believe that it's not a popular in the community because there will always be someone who can afford to pay an extra $10, $20, $30 or more, and it makes it very difficult for those who are on a more standard income.
And when real estate agents review rental applications based on a person's income, those on a student budget are often locked out.
We've been to about half a dozen open houses. We've been through, and some we found that have been suitable, but at the end of the day they're making us bid for it, and our wage just doesn't shape up to what a mining wage is. So.
Making the search for a rental even more difficult is the short listing time for properties. Some homes are lasting as little as 5 days on the rental list before being snapped up.
Most of them would only last a matter of perhaps a week, maybe two. But in the past, we've found that some don't even make it to the web.
According to the Queensland Residential Tenancies Authority, Rockhampton's house vacancy rate has hit an all-time low of 1.9%. The average rental price for a 3-bedroom home in Rockhampton is now $245, a $75 increase from just 2 years ago.
I do feel sorry for some that are on a smaller income, and they're really just getting priced out of the market.
Even the University Lodge, which is supposed to provide students with affordable accommodation alternatives, has no vacancies. It's currently housing some families that can't afford to rent a home anywhere else in town. And while Central Queensland University does offer on-campus accommodation for students, that doesn't come cheap either, with weekly board costing $230 per person.
We did go and have a look at the Uni Lodge, and it seemed really good, so we went and saw them, and unfortunately there was no vacancies there. We also had a look at the on-campus accommodation, but it just turned out way too expensive, and we just thought we could find somewhere cheaper.
And for people with the great Australian dream of owning their own home, this situation is just as bad. The influence of the resources boom, as well as state government red tape and slow land releases, are causing home prices to skyrocket. With Central Queensland's resources boom and a continued influx of mine workers set to continue, the outlook for normal people hoping to compete in the market is not promising.
What's happening is with the mining companies not providing housing for their employees, you're finding that their families are living in places like Rockhampton and Mackay, and they have a very good disposable income, are able to pay above the odds for housing. That then excludes yet another group of people out of the market.
The problem of housing affordability is not just a local problem either, it's becoming a national issue. According to the latest Demographia National Housing Survey, Australia is becoming one of the least affordable markets in the Western world.
Just last week I had an email from a constituent whose rent has gone from $160 a week to $240 a week in the last 6 months, yet his wages haven't moved one bit in that period of time.
Queensland Housing Minister Robert Schwarten says the state government has come up with a number of strategies to provide affordable housing, including the proposed HomeLink scheme.
We're looking at buying caravan parks, and we bought a couple of those in recent time for the lower level of affordability, and everything that I can think of we're doing, and at the same time we are reassessing the eligibility of our own public housing tenants under the One Social Housing system to make sure that we are providing our product to those who need it most.
According to the State Housing Department, HomeLink would generate around 1,000 new private rental units for $31 million. But the proposal is still in the conceptual stages and requires the commitment of the federal government. With the current rent crisis showing no signs of slowdown in the near future, real estate agents have only one piece of advice for home hunters: be sure to get in quick. Kate McInnes, CQU News, Rockhampton.